What's up, YouTube? Budget Nerd here. Today we'll be spending some time in the Stang. Oh, and we'll also check out another rear mirror dash cam. This is the Carchet? Don't know. Discovery T12 mirror dash cam. It has an 11.6-inch IPS screen with a 1920 by 320p resolution. The front camera will record in 1440p and the rear camera in 1080p. It will accept up to 128 GB microSD card. It will start overwriting unprotected files when it's full, but will not touch protected ones. It will set you back $135 with this coupon. Darn these coupons. Just make the price $135. In the box, you're greeted with the mirror first. It feels well built and is a decent size, bigger than my actual rear mirror. My normal YouTube camera, by the way, is on the fritz, and this one isn't focusing well. But what you have here is the USB port for power, rear camera port, micro SD card slot, and the GPS port. Underneath, you have the power button to turn the screen on or off, and the microphone is under here as well. You also get the rear camera with its red reverse wire, the GPS receiver unit thing, the cigarette power adapter, some straps, tools for hiding the wires, and some sticky things for mounting the rear camera and other stuff. Installing this is pretty easy. I won't go over it in this video. Check out the other video I did. I go over installing these things, including the reverse wire, link below. These mirror cams in these two videos are very similar. In fact, same branding, same menu, and so on. I found it easier to just plug everything in and then hang it on my mirror. After adjusting it a bit, we are set. Mount your GPS receiver somewhere, and mount your rear camera somewhere, and then hide the wires as you see fit. They include a tool to make this easy. I think they intend for you to mount this rear camera on the outside, but I didn't want to. They can't make me. One thing that is apparent right away with these mirror cameras is the mirror image and the image on the screen do tend to battle it out for dominance. When the screen is off, it does double as a mirror and is very reflective and looks great. Since it's bigger, it actually gives me more mirror space. But turn on the screen and sometimes it can be harder to see what you want to see. This one actually isn't quite as bad as the other one I reviewed. The reflected image tends to take some priority when it's bright. However, at night, all you see is the screen's display unless it's off. Sometimes people will angle the mirror in such a way so you can see the screen better, but to each their own. So clearly you will have a video feed of the front and the back of the car. The mirror will display one camera or both at the same time by swiping left. You can use your finger to slide the front camera view up or down on the mirror's screen. Swiping right will let you view recordings, or you can pull the memory card out or connect the mirror unit directly to a PC to view the files. The few on-screen buttons along the bottom will let you mute the microphone, take a picture, start or stop a recording, and change settings. Over on the right side, you get a battery indicator, your speed, and the date and time. Checking out the settings, you can select the video recording length. Time-lapse will let you capture fewer frames to save space if you'll be recording for a while. You can change the G sensor for driving and parking modes. This changes its sensitivity for triggering a recording or marking a recording as unerasable when a bump is detected. You can also add your license plate number, change when the screen will time out, toggle the tap sounds, speakers, power on sound, format the SD card, reset the mirror camera, check the GPS status, and calibrate the speedometer, and a few other minor settings. It stays in place well, but will vibrate if you have a subwoofer, like I do, or if the windows are down and it gets windy. Speaking of subwoofers or loud music, the microphone on this camera would clip. It didn't sound great. It's not uncommon, but don't expect to get clear audio. when you got the music cranked.
Okay. I think we're both coming. Well, no. Randy's coming from that direction, I think.
Well, I got through it.
The addition of GPS is pretty cool, but it does mean you have another cable to hide. With the GPS, you can record your speed and location if you're ever in some accident. This information could be helpful in a court of law, unless you're me and you tend to go fast and you're staying. When powered by the cigarette lighter, it's in driving mode. It will always record, and will write protect some of these recordings when it detects a bump. When not powered, it will use its internal battery and will only come on to record and write protect short clips when it detects a bump. If you drive your car daily, you're probably fine, but if you do leave it plugged in all the time and your cigarette lighter provides power when the car is off, this thing will record 24/7. The other mirror cam I tested did the same thing. It took about a month of time and a long weekend of not driving to notice this, but if you meet this criteria, it could slowly work away at your car battery. The camera will place a GPS video install file on the SD card you can use to install their viewer software on a PC. You can use it to view the videos along with the GPS info in case you want to follow the actual path that was taken, or see where the vehicle was during a specific video. It's not the most refined program, but it works. The GPS speed did seem accurate, but would be off by a few miles per hour at higher speeds. But that could have just been my car. If you wire up the rear camera's red wire, it will automatically show the rear camera with guidelines when you go into reverse. You do not have to wire up the red wire. It just won't show the reverse camera automatically if you don't. You can still manually switch to the rear camera view anytime you want. The voice control is actually pretty neat. Apparently, it's always listening, and if you say one of these things, it will obey, like the lowly piece of technology it is. Turn off the screen.
Okay.
Turn on the screen.
Okay.
Show front camera.
Okay.
Show rear camera.
Okay.
Show both cameras.
Okay.
When driving or when it was loud, the voice commands were much more hit and miss. With the last mirror cam video, people frequently asked me, can you pick out license plate numbers? And the answer for this camera is yes, as long as it's close enough, obviously. The rear camera is only 1080p, so if the car is far enough away, it's a lost cause. It's best for protecting the car. However, if someone gets into your car, there's not much stopping them from just taking the camera. So it's a neat mirror camera, and seems to be pretty nice. But for anyone who follows my channel, we've come to the part of the video where I talk about the things I didn't care for. For this mirror camera, the list isn't too severe. First, the GPS player program, called GX Player, will not remember your language or speed preferences. You must set it every time you launch it, and again, it's not very refined. Second, the rear guides on the auto rear view when you wire it for this generally do not help. You can place this camera in a lot of places, and unless it's set up just right and you get a good angle, they may not actually help guide you. However, this isn't unique to this camera. All aftermarket rear cameras will have this same issue. Thirdly, the microphone is okay, but a little muffled, and as I already mentioned, it can clip easily with loud sounds, like even shutting the car doors. Fourthly, the front camera isn't very adjustable. It goes up and down and right to left just a bit, but there is no rotation. That's why all of the front camera footage in this video is skewed to the right and is angled. Fifthly, the camera quality is pretty good, but I've seen better. At night, the quality, at least through my rear window, is just okay. For my setup, at night with rear headlights approaching, kiss your picture goodbye. If you mounted it on the rear of your car as intended, it might be better. Well, most of my gripes are minor. Let me know what you think. I think it's far from perfect, but it's a good option. Well, good luck stopping all of the robbers out there, and thanks for watching.